Happy morning, my dear student friends. I welcome you all to this YouTube class. Today, we are going to see the contents of macroeconomics textbook. So, let us go one by one. As I told you earlier, this macroeconomics also having totally 6 chapters. The title of those chapters: first chapter, Introduction; second chapter, National Income Accounting; third chapter, Money and Banking; fourth chapter, Determination of Income and Employment; fifth chapter, Government Budget and the Economy; sixth chapter, Open Economy and Macroeconomics. So these are the titles of the chapters which kept in macroeconomics. Let us go one by one. The first chapter, that is Introduction. As title suggests, here we see some introductory concepts of macroeconomics. The first concept kept in that chapter, emergence of macroeconomics. In this concept, we learn or we understand what is macroeconomics and how that macroeconomics has emerged, from whom that macroeconomics taught more. So this all we study in that emergence of macroeconomics. Thereafter, context of the present book of macroeconomics, means here we learn the meaning of that macroeconomics and the differences between that macroeconomics and some other concepts which related to macroeconomics subject. Second chapter, that is National Income Accounting. Here we learn some basic concepts of macroeconomics, means here we learn the meaning of that national income, and here we learn the other concepts like what are the economic agents. So like various kinds of concepts we learn in this some basic concepts of macroeconomics. Come at second concept, that is circular flow of income and methods of calculating national income. So first concept, that is circular flow of income, means how that income circulates by the two factors such are household and firm. So how that money transacts between household and money, how that production activities conducts in that economy, that we learn in the circular flow of income. Thereafter, methods of calculating national income. Yes, the national income which we can calculate through the three kinds of methods, such are the product or value added method, expenditure method, income method. So these are the three methods. By these methods we can calculate the national income. What we are saying as GDP, no, that GDP kind of which we can calculate by using these three methods. So that national income or that GDP which we can calculate by considering factor cost, basic prices and market prices. Later we will see what is factor cost, what is basic prices and what is market prices. So later, some macroeconomic identities. So here we see some kind of entities like GDP, NDP, NNP, NDP, per capita income, personal income, personal disposable income. Such kind of identities we see in this some macroeconomic identities concept. Come next concept, that is national income, nominal and real GDP. The GDP which we can calculate by considering the same year's price, that is called nominal GDP. Real GDP means where we calculate that GDP by considering the constant price, means the base year price. This is the difference between nominal and real GDP. Thereafter, GDP and welfare. Here critically assessed whether that GDP is suitable rod to measure our welfare. It means here critically examined that GDP is suitable rod to measure our welfare or not. That we learn in this GDP and welfare concept. Come at third chapter, that is money and banking. So here we learn the meaning of that money, how that money emerged, what are the functions of money, demand for money and supply of money. In the demand for money, we learn, we reveal a demand to that money for various reasons such as transaction motive, speculative motive and precautionary motive. Like supply of money, here they have described, here they have said supply of money we can calculate by using some definitions like M1, M2, M3 and M4. Thereafter, money creation by banking system. So whatever the currency notes and coins we are having now, so those creating by the financial institutions are banking systems. How those banking systems are creating that money, that we learn in this money creation by banking system kind of concept. Thereafter, balance sheet of a financial bank, limits to create credit creation and money multiplier, policy tools to control money supply. So these are the concepts which kept in that third chapter, that is money and banking. Come at fourth chapter, that is determination of income and employment. Here we learn what is employment, what are the types of employment and aggregate demand and its components, consumption and investment, determination of income in two sector model, how that income is determining in that two sector model, that we learn here. Determination of equilibrium income in the short run, macroeconomic equilibrium with the price level fixed, effect of an autonomous change in aggregate demand and on income and output. So these are the concepts kept in that fourth chapter, followed by the multiplier mechanism, some more concepts. So these are the concepts kept in that fourth chapter. Come at fifth chapter, that is government budget and the economy. So here we learn the meaning of that government's budget and what are the components comes in that government's budget. Thereafter, the objectives of government's budget, classifications of receipts, classifications of expenditure, what is balanced budget, what is surplus budget, what is deficit budget, that we understand here. Measures of government deficit. Okay, there are various kinds of deficit, government's deficit we see. So how we calculate those deficits, that we learn in this measures of government deficit. And last concept, that is open economy, macroeconomics. Here we learn the meaning of balance of payment, balance of trade, what are the components of that balance of payment. There are two kinds of components comes under that balance of payments, such are current account and capital account. Balance of payments, surplus and deficit, means here we understand when that balance of payment becomes surplus and deficit, that we understand here. Thereafter, the last concept, that is the foreign exchange market. Here we understand what is foreign exchange market, what is foreign exchange rate, what are the determinant factors of foreign exchange rate, and what are the types of exchange rates, such are flexible exchange rate and fixed exchange rate, and one more is managed floating exchange rate. Here only we study the merits and demerits of flexible and fixed exchange rates. So these are the certain chapters which kept in this macroeconomics. The concepts are so easy, which we can easily understand. So among these 6 chapters, that second chapter, national income accounting, which gives us more marks, like that money and banking, and last chapter, that is open economy, macroeconomics. So these chapters which give us more marks in that annual examination. That's why we have to listen carefully and we have to understand these chapters more, or we have to prepare more these chapters for examination purpose. I hope you have understood something about the macroeconomics, means what are the concepts comes under this macroeconomics. Have a good day. Thank you.